and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the Moines County Board of Supervisors meeting November 25th, 2025. Is there any changes to the agenda?
I have none.
I have none. Okay. Meet with department heads and elected officials. Sarah Doty, County Auditor.
Good morning. Cheryl and I attended a real estate ISACA conference at the end of last week up in Des Moines, so learned quite a bit up there. So back in the office this week, just getting stuff finished up from the election still and cleaning things up. So nothing new to report at this time.
Okay, thank you. Rodney Gleason, maintenance.
Good morning. With it being Thanksgiving this week, I thought it was appropriate to take a moment and give thanks and celebrate a member of our maintenance department. The saying goes, time flies when you're having fun, and although work's not always fun, that clock never seems to slow down. But this Thanksgiving, November 27th, will mark 30 years Jack Brissy has been employed with Moines County. Jack started with as a correctional officer in 1995 as a member of the Sheriff's Reserve for several years, and moved over to the maintenance department in 2006. 30-year anniversary is truly a remarkable achievement that few people reach. On behalf of Des Moines County, we're proud to honor this extraordinary milestone and express our deepest appreciation for your loyalty, hard work, and extend you a heartfelt congratulations on your 30th work anniversary. From wrestling with inmates, pulling people over to climbing narrow pipe chases, talking with clients at 3 in the morning, remodeling offices, cleaning up messes, working all kinds of weather conditions, going above and beyond, and being on all the receiving ends of our short jokes. Your commitment, dedication, professionalism, work ethic, and significant contributions have been a cornerstone of our success over 3 decades. You set an exemplary standard that's hard to match, and we thank you for your service and for everything you've done and continue to do for Des Moines County. Thank you for being such a valuable colleague and most importantly, a great friend. We're extremely grateful for your service and look forward to celebrating this well-deserved milestone with you. Congratulations. Certificate of appreciation.
We've had Brissy down here for 30 years. God almighty help us all.
And our coffee cup, so after 30 years, I'm not an employee, I'm a valuable antique.
Jack, thank you for everything you've done over the last 30 years. Thank you. And I'm sure the previous board appreciates it too. Okay, moving on, Brandon, how's the IT department?
Just keep busy. Nothing to report.
Sheriff Clinton?
Good morning. Busy as well. Plenty going on our day-to-day at the jail and the sheriff's office, just like everybody else. In addition to that, we're diving into the budget, working on those contract negotiations and getting the contract established for the law enforcement services we provide to the contract towns. Getting those in line and getting on their agendas for the next couple of weeks. Some holiday or some community events coming up. Legend Holiday Parade. We'll be down there as well as most of our community, so come down there and see us on Saturday. And then following that, it's the season of these events. So we have Toys for Tots, and the semi-love will be happening. That's at the High Beyond Agency instead of the mall. The mall's been a great place, but the Marine Corps League decided to switch it up this year. They're going to be at the High Beyond Agency December 5th and 6th from noon to 7 on Friday the 5th, and then 7 a.m. to noon on Saturday the 6th. If you're a family in need, you can sign up at the Rock House December 1st through 5th. So the Rock House on Division, and I think their sign up is 9 to noon and then 1 to 3, all 5 days, Monday through Friday leading up to the toy drive, and then they distribute the week after. Following that, we have Shop with the Cop the following weekend, so a lot of events coming up in the very near future. The DHHS and their restructuring to the districts, I was asked to be on their advisory council, so I'm going to start those meetings here coming up December 3rd. I believe is going to be my first meeting. So it'll be nice to be kind of tuned in to those, what's happening there on the state level, and then how that transitions to our local level and mental health, and what services are offered and how we can improve them. So I'll be happy to be a part of that and see what kind of perspective I can bring and resources we can bring back. So other than that, the jail was at 89 this morning. 87 adults, 2 out of county, 2 juveniles that are out of county, and then we have 20 adults that we're housing out of county. Same story this week. We have 5 on the wait list for the residential facility and at least 1 going to prison, but we don't have yesterday's court paperwork yet, so we'll see how yesterday turned out. That's all I've got for the board this week.
Dr. Munch.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Janelle, how's trade going?
Good morning. We're keeping busy. I don't have really anything new to report. I do have an agenda item, but I will say that the drop ceiling, we're still all getting excited about that. There's customers that come in every day and what's different in here? And it's so quiet. And one of them this morning was like, it's cozy. And yeah, it's just really nice. It only took Jack 30 years to get up there, but.
Let's blame Jack Christie.
Oh, yeah. No, but we're busy.
Okay. Thank you. Peggy, how's the secondary roads doing?
Doing good. Brian is out of town today, so I'm filling in. So I'll keep it short and sweet. We're keeping busy, working on bidding some projects this winter and stuff like that. So just the normal.
You're gonna have to teach Brian how to do that short and sweet.
He likes to talk.
Grant, how's the attorney's office?
Well, so last week we had fall conference. So several of us attorneys were in Des Moines. Then we have obviously Thanksgiving coming up, so that's good. So I'm still working on getting an address from Dale Allison as far as like name and address he wants on the 522 North 3rd. So I have the paperwork done. I just need to put in his information. And we've talked, but he'll never send me. I'll give him, he'll send me a text, send me an email. So we're missing on that. And then the Cindy Newberry information request. So we got that from Brandon. So I'll start going through that this week and into next week, really. I mean, this week's basically over if you count for Thanksgiving and then court all day on Monday. So, yeah. So we're moving things along, but that's good.
Take time.
Yes.
Thank you. Shannon, emergency management?
I have a couple of things. So I don't know if you saw in the papers and through circulation, but the CERT team is being disbanded at the end of this year. But we are doing a CERT farewell party on December 2nd at the Cornerstone Event Center. So if anybody's had a part of the CERT team, worked with the CERT team's volunteered for them, anyone's welcome to come for that. It should be a really nice time. December 2nd at 6 p.m. The following week, we are doing community volunteer awards, and I work with the United Way with that. So the nominations have been sent out, and folks who have been nominated for it have been invited. So that'll be December 10th. And then, much like Kevin, I'm also working on my budget and working on a few different grants for the LAPC for 2027, believe it or not. And then I've been working with Krista and Chris on some mitigation items that were brought up during the hazard mitigation plan update, which will hopefully be coming to you and coming forward shortly for approval. So busy in my neck of the woods.
Okay, thank you. Christopher Miller, Public Health.
Good morning. We're also keeping busy. As Shannon mentioned, we are working on
some pre-approvals through the public health emergency grant, so hoping that, we'll get some approval on that and, looking at some AEDs actually for the parks and for campgrounds, so hopefully that'll get approved. We're getting a new shipment of COVID vaccine today, so if someone has been wanting the COVID vaccine, we've been going through those pretty regularly, so as we get down in the numbers, we order some more, so we're expecting those to come in today. We had the Board of Health meeting last week, had some really good information presented by Allison Moore was there, who gave some good information on wind turbines. There was some emails sent to the board as well as some informational things, and they reviewed that. And they just feel at this point in time, they do not have enough information to make any determinations or any recommendations. So they're tabling that and looking to do some more research on that. So other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Chris Lee, Conservation.
Not a whole lot going on with us. We got an agenda item today and board meeting next week, I guess.
Okay, thank you. Brooke?
Yeah.
How's it going downstairs there? You okay?
It's going, yeah. I don't really have a lot to report. We're still doing the coffee and conversation on the second Wednesday of the month at Wake and Bake for veterans, their spouses at 9 o'clock. Each month we're getting new faces there and some revolving ones, which is totally fine. We'd love to have more join us, so that's the second Wednesday of the month at Wake and Bake at 9 o'clock. That's about all I've got right now.
Well, thanks for taking care of the veterans. You got a big job down there. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
How's regional planning going out there, Zach?
Yeah, we're doing well. Things, our last 6-8 weeks were pretty busy. We had a lot of subdivisions, as you noticed. There've been quite a few on the agenda. Got a few more probably in the next week or two. And a couple floodplain and zoning permits as well. But things are slowing down. The phone's been ringing a little bit less. But overall, yeah, things are going well.
Okay, thank you. Did I miss anybody here? I don't think we did. Normally miss Brian, but you know how that goes. Okay, discussion vote, we have payroll reimbursement claims in amount of $1,630.56.
Motion to approve.
Sarah?
Shane McGamble.
Aye.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. We have an appointment to the county conservation. Dear sirs, this letter is to express interest in serving second full term on the Des Moines County Conservation Board starting January the 26th. My time on the board has been rewarding, and I hope to continue to serve the citizens of the great county. I have a passion for preserving and making available to people the wonder of our natural resources. I am currently the longest board member and can provide some help to newer members. We have great people on the board right now. In addition, I serve on the regional board of directors for the ICCS, Association of County Conservation. This role helps bring statewide knowledge to our county and be part of the issues that impact our county. Thank you for your consideration in this matter. Julie, so I have trouble pronouncing it. Huh? Solinsky, I always have trouble pronouncing that. Julie Solinsky.
Motion to approve the appointment.
And I second that and thank her because she does a good job when I was on the board. I really appreciated that.
Shane McGamble.
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Okay. Now we have an agreement with Eastern Iowa Workforce Development Area. Shane, you're on that board. You want to explain that?
Yeah, we were combining basically districts and This is just, we talked about it last week as well, and I talked about it prior to that, but it was just something that we all voted on. We felt like it was gonna be better for our area, and so we're combining dollars as well, so it shouldn't be a detriment to Des Moines County. The money that we get to go toward workforce development should be actually even slightly a little bit better, but just trying to make sure that we still have control over the areas when it comes down to, and that the state doesn't take over how we run our workforce development boards. That's basically it. Yeah, motion to approve.
Second. Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. We have a request for the use of the county parking lot. After talking to the insurance company again, we are covered, so, the only thing we ask, if anybody uses the county parking lot, please respect it if it's during work time, so we have room for our customers that come to the public health or the jail or from the courthouse, any place. We really would appreciate that. But we are covered by our insurance now, so that request is done. I make the motion, we allow that.
Second.
Sarah?
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all are welcome. And have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
Let's see. Okay, now we have, correctional center. We have two of them for the correctional center. We have Catherine Miller, part-time cook, kitchen, new hire, $16.80 an hour. And the second one is Addison Clayton, full-time correctional officer, new hire for 77.11 hours in a pay period. New rate $50,072.77.
Motion to approve both.
Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Now we have a clerk two for the motor vehicle department. Alana Caps. Not Alan, sorry about that. 5.21 hours unpaid time from 11/18/25. 2.96 hours on 11/19/25, 2.25 hours.
Motion to approve.
Sarah, second. Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Okay. Now we have the minutes for the regular meeting on November the 18th, 2025.
Motion to approve minutes.
Second. Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Do you have any other business? Back down, we're coming on that
So you try to deal with my business.
for coming on that, final draft of the wind organs. How we coming along on
I'd have to talk to Jared a little bit. I know he's been going back and forth with Tom
Yeah.
on a couple specific items, but, man, as far as I know, it's pretty close to being ready, so.
that? Okay. Okay, future agenda items. Committee report? I had a, public health with Krista, and it was she kind of summed it up pretty good there. We had a good meeting on that with Allison, what she had. So, and then I also had a Russ meeting. And Russ is concerned about with this new file coming out with the, everybody has to, elected officials and everybody has to have their, training on open
Meetings.
I think that's, what is that, 706? I can't remember for sure there. That's many numbers to remember. But anyway, he's wanting to know about his whole board on that, and I don't think it's the first thing to even take it, even if you're on board for that.
So it's anyone who's elected, so
Yeah,
they all have to take it, and it's $50 to take it, so.
so
I have to send those certificates out now with, anyone who has been elected at any election and let them know that they have so long to take it, so.
okay. So that's it. Now it's time for public input. Anybody from public has anything to say, call 319-753-8203, extension 4, or email board@dmcounty.com.
I just have questions before it gets out of hand. Tracy Lamb from the Hawkeye. I had a couple questions for Trent about the two information requests that you had mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, one from Cindy Newberry and the other from about Dale. Can you give more details about those? Are they actual FOIA requests, and what did they ask for?
So we have an IPIP request from Cindy Newberry for dealing with correspondence
Okay.
with the supervisors. So Brandon's pulled down those emails. I can't remember the number. It was close to 1,000. Is that right?
It was close to 1,000. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, so I have to go through them to make sure that we don't have any information we're not allowed to disclose in there, so. But once that's done, then we'll get that turned over. Dale, we don't have a request for information from Dale. Now, he filed a IPIP complaint.
Yeah.
And there's an answer on file that, that thing.
There's an answer on file where?
So the way it works with the IPIB is you just send it back to, it's like, not like they have a e-filing system, so you just email it back. So we've responded to the board, Dale has a copy of that response, the supervisors each have a copy of that response.
Is that something that's possible to be made public? Because I know that's what IPIB does, is,
Sure, yeah, I can send it to you.
yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
You want to email it to me? Do you have my email address?
I think so. Somebody here does.
I got it.
We can get it to you, yeah.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else out, just general?
One quick question, like Tracy said, who wants the parking lot and why?
Be southeast indivisible Iowa.
No, the what? I'm sorry.
Southeast indivisible Iowa.
Is there a specific parking lot that you're wanting to use?
Possibly the courthouse and possibly public health for the corner there where the overpass.
Thank you.
This gentleman here in front, you had something for us?
Yeah, I do.
Can you
I
state
have
your
some
name?
maps for you guys here
for me?
and the story that I wrote. There's a map on the very back page of that. It kind of comes into play here.
Thank you.
Can you tell me your name, please, for the record?
Jeff Fisher.
Thank you.
Are you related to Rose Fisher? Are you related to Rose?
Well, it's a good question. In the world of politics, don't ask him. Okay, so what I got here is I'm gonna read this off and then some of that will pertain to the map on the back. Okay, so Des Moines County Supervisors, I'm Jeff Fisher, Pleasant Grove Township, sections 8 and 9. I've lived on this farm since 1988, first as a tenant, and now I'm the owner. Been owning it for 10 years probably. This farm is unique as it is cash flowed with cattle, not grain. Cattle is my source of income on this place. There's 300 acres there. So there's roughly 2,000 acres of land within a 1 mile radius of my property line that's signed up for the windmills. And if you remember, in April 2024, a tornado went from New London cross country to near Roscoe, and that tornado went right through the north end of my property and left my neighbors' buildings and everything else laying in my hayfield, which is hard to get out. It's hard to pick it up when the hay is growing. You know, it's like 10 inches tall. Okay, so we got through that. And if them windmills would have been in place, this is kind of my point. We don't know that it would have tore them up, but if it would have, and then littered this fiberglass debris in my hayfields or my grazing land, you know, what's the chance of my of that ever getting cleaned up? Yeah, that's one thing, but my cattle basically grazing this stuff, you know, and ingesting it, and things along that line. And I'm kind of reading off what I wrote here, but you guys can kind of follow along with that.
You wanna read the actual thing so the rest of them can hear it too?
Okay, yeah, I can do that too.
Yeah, that would be better than.
So, got through the tornado. If that would have happened with windmills in place in these fields surrounding my property, fiberglass blade debris would have been scattered throughout my hayfields and my pasture. What is the chance of getting that completely cleaned up when there are millions of fiberglass shards scattered everywhere? While I am trying to get AES to restore my property to undisturbed status, my cattle continue to graze daily, the land 8 to 10 hours a day, which is normal. I am concerned that the fiberglass shards are going to lacerate their mouth, tongue, or cause abscesses in their stomachs. Remember that my cattle are my only source of income. Oh, and don't forget, I pay over $10,000 annually in property taxes on this farm. Please don't set the rules so that only the corporate farms prosper from this ill usage of land. I would like to see the setback requirements be far enough to hopefully prevent windmill parts or pieces from ever reaching any of my property lines. I would also propose special cleanup provisions in the event of such a disaster, including a hefty daily fine with interest from the current owner of said company at the time the damage is incurred. This would include payment for dead or euthanized animals. As supervisors, you could require this extra setback ruling for cattlemen as a special usage. My property is 1.6 miles across from west property line to east boundary line. My dwelling is 1,750 feet from my west property line, basically a third of a mile. And 6,800 feet, 1.3 miles from the east side. So my home doesn't set in the middle, but kind of sets off to one side of that. If the setback is from my dwelling, they could build a windmill right next to one of my boundary fences. I mean, that's depending on what you guys use for a setback number, obviously, but I realize I'm setting in a minority position against the people who have assigned their property rights to AES. Should I not have a protected space? Who is going to govern AES activities and their compliance with these rules? Then on the back page is the map. I've got it drawn out where my property is. And like I said, it's 1.6 miles from the east side of my property to the west. Covers a pretty good space.
Okay, thank you for this.
Yeah.
Zach, I'll give you a copy of this, you can take back to regional planning list, okay?
Yep.
Charlie?
Charles Tomkinson, South Yarmouth. Let's start off, I'm not here to embarrass anyone. I want to be a friend of everybody. But at our last meeting of supervisors, whoops, wrong page, yep. One of our supervisors said, he stated a small piece of fiberglass would basically be harmless in a tornado as we discussed the setbacks. So my first question was, well, what kills most people in a tornado? Dangerous debris is the answer. That's a fact. The majority of tornado fatalities are caused by exposure to high-speed debris. In winds of 100 to 150 mile an hour, the smaller things can become deadly missiles. And in 24, the tornado went by on my place. I could see that oat straw and corn stalks were embedded in trees. It's hard to believe that someone would even suggest that small debris are harmless. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about the debris field. Now, also, as I was stated, all the dangers, fire, blade snap, debris throw, ice throw, all of that was given consideration when I call the standard windmill at 400 feet, and that was just a few years ago, factored in by engineers, insurance people, etc. on things what happened, not things that could happen, things that happened. And they came up with 1,800 feet, and this county adopted that in our ordinance, 1,800 feet. And as a number, they have to be directly proportional if we're going to change anything. And distance to height. Now, at last meeting, I explained all that with the 400 feet, directly proportional to 1,800 feet. Now we're going to go up to 650 feet. One of our supervisors said, if we go up to 600 feet, tip high, that they're going to get that or 3 times the turbine height. That's 1,950 feet. So if we go up 250 feet, and we're going to move our safety setbacks 150 feet, that's almost comical. Now if we use the 4-to-1 ratio, we get 2,925 feet for a 650-foot windmill. That's directly proportional. You can't fudge these numbers. And if we add the wind to it, it's even going to be further than that. If we take an object 650 feet in the air, it takes over 6 seconds, 6.35 seconds for it to hit the ground. When we got a 100-mile-an-hour wind working on it, our debris field that was with the 400-foot windmill only took a little over 3 seconds, maybe a low 4. And we're going to have 2.5 seconds more working on that debris field. And like I say, the small debris is what kills people. And we're here for safety. Now, what's going to happen with, like Mr. Fisher was speaking of, I think we should go with, Texas had so many lawsuits that they finally made a state law. And they've been in the business with windmills in the early 1980s. And they say that 300 feet is a state law. They don't say, it is. 3,000 feet, state law to the property line. Now, if we say 3,000 feet to somebody's house, or 3,280 feet to somebody's house, Where's that at? Is that in the middle of the house? Is that his front yard? Is that his backyard? Well, there comes all the lawsuits. And that's what I'd like to eliminate, a lot of lawsuits. We say the property line, you're done. There's the point, there's where you were. And if anything happens over this 1,800 feet or the 1,950 feet, somebody's gonna be in court.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. Anybody else? Yes.
My name's Betty Young. I'm from Mediapolis and I drive the Mediapolis Blacktop quite a bit. And where the Iowa City Road meets the Blacktop,
Yes.
I noticed there's a lot of black marks on that highway, and I know that it's traveled by a lot of semis that's going over to that wallboard place. I'm wondering if you can't put a sign either on the west side or maybe both sides, alerting drivers to the fact that that corner's coming. Because I'm thinking from just the marks on the highway that the semis that are coming from that direction do not realize how quickly that corner is coming up. And I just think it would be a safety thing if you could put some kind of a sign several feet before the corner saying that Iowa City Road, or maybe even that factory, the name of it, this direction, that it would be a safety thing.
You got that down,
I'll
Becky?
take that to Brian. I'll let him know, especially since they closed 210th and the semis will be using that at all times
Right.
now.
All right,
Yep.
thank you.
I wrote it down.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, Don Rolfs. I missed
What's that
last
last
week.
name? What's that last name?
Rolfs, Roelfs. I missed last week's meeting, but I did catch the video portion. And just wanted to make a few comments. Jim, you had brought up the United States Gypsum Company, if you remember, and I appreciate that. Just a quick background, I've got 40 years with USG. I just retired, but I was plant manager for the last 5 years, operations manager before that, so quite a bit of history. And just wanted to talk a little bit. You brought up some good points, valid points on, the startup of US Gypsum and the concern from farmers and whatnot. But you did mention we were successful, and being directly related to all that, I believe, it was a very simple formula USG put in effect from day one. We got the guidelines from OSHA, MSHA, which is the Mine Safety and Health sister, and Iowa DNR. We took all those guidelines that they gave us, and we raised them to have a USG standard higher and safer, basically, and above and beyond what the industry standards were. That way we can ensure the safety of our employees, the safety of visitors, contractors, and our neighbors, and basically the county, that we're operating in. And I think a great example of this is our underground mine. For 64 years, we've been mining in Des Moines County. And I think if we went around the room, I don't know how many people could tell me, how far are we mining? What's the depth of our mine? How many levels do we have of our mine? I think we have a quiet operation. It's a safe operation. We don't have neighbors. We're not in the newspaper. We don't have neighbors getting upset at us. We're not in the newspapers for being shut down because of safety issues and whatnot. It's because we did things correctly. We took safety into account and made that above and beyond anything else. And my concern is, you look at the last 64 years and then the fact that we've done it successfully, as you mentioned, Jim. What's the next 2 to 5 years going to look like if we don't do the ordinance correct? What are our streams and land going to look like? What's the land of the value of our land going to be? As Jeff and Charlie have mentioned, debris, all of that stuff's going to have an effect. And I guess as we sit back from USG, our stance is, hey, it can be done. successfully, you take safety into account. And I think that begins, with following the guidelines of US Wildlife. You've got to take that stuff into account, and it has to be in the ordinance. And like several people have mentioned, it all starts with the setbacks. We've got to make sure our setbacks are in there and they're in there correctly, and you're taking into account the safety of the county. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? There's nobody else?
Tom, I just like, could I just have one last piece?
One little last piece. 2 minutes.
Sure.
One last piece.
2 minutes.
Actually, got a minute. Okay. I talked about lawsuits and I want to eliminate them, and that's why I'm so stuck on this to the property line. What I'm trying to get across here is that you as supervisors cannot be sued for being too safe. You can only be sued if you're too short. If you stick with the 1800, I'm your friend, and I'm just putting that out there. You can't be sued for being too safe. And I'm working on the bats. There's something that really come up big in the bats, and I don't want to talk. That they're dying not from a windmill blade strike. Their lungs are exploding, and I'm talking to a PhD person in Calgary right now who's just discovered that. I told you about the turbines creating these horizontal tornadoes, and in any tornado there's a low pressure area, and she said in 3 words their lungs explode. They're not like people. That's it.
Okay, thank you. See nobody else there? Listen, we're out of here.
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Everybody have a great